we're playing Your House. This is the prequel to a different game, but you don't need to have played that game to play this one. It's a text-driven mystery game where players are able to find different puzzles, solve them, read a book, basically, interact with it in a different way, and it's about following your dreams and the price of following those dreams. Hicksville Boarding School. I'm an idiot. I'm so gullible. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid I deserve this. I deserve this gash on my head. How could she do this to me? I'm her best friend. I'm supposed to be her best friend. As soon as she reached her room, Debbie heads straight to the bathroom and locks herself in. She presses her hand to the wound on her forehead. Blood runs down her cheeks and neck, staining the Hicksville College uniform. How could I have been so stupid to have not noticed, she wonders. She contemplates herself in the mirror and dabs at the cut with a damp cloth. She has been driving at 100 kilometers per hour, tears streaming down her cheeks. She had not been wearing a helmet. The accident could have been fatal. And today, of all days. And today, my 18th birthday. A few hours ago, Debbie completed another wrap around the sun. There are only a few minutes left until midnight, and not one person had wished her a happy birthday. Not even in her worst nightmare could she have imagined coming of age would be so traumatic. Debbie is still wiping away the dried blood and smeared mascara when she sees it in the mirror. There's an envelope on top of her dresser. What's this? Her name is written on the envelope in marker pen. The handwriting is both exquisite and disturbing. Debbie flips it over, but there's no return address. The stamp's look foreign. Who could it be from? She doesn't remember the last time she received a letter that wasn't a fine. After a few seconds, Debbie begins to slowly tear the envelope and opens it. Postcard inside an envelope. Motel postcard. 57B East Side School Road, 87002, Hicksville. Lots of stuff on here. Happy birthday car key. She pulls out a postcard from inside the envelope. On the front is a photograph of a place she doesn't recognize. The address written on it is equally as strange. It's completely incomprehensible, mysterious even. Debbie studies the stamp, hoping it might offer a clue. I have no idea where this bird is from. There's something else inside the envelope. It's a key, and it has a tag. Debbie picks up the key and looks at the tag. Happy birthday. The first birthday message she'd had all day. Who the hell sent me this? Is this some kind of joke? Ouch. A sharp pain pierces through her head. The wound on her forehead throbs. She really needs to rest. It really has been an intense day. She pushes her backpack off her bed, and it falls to the floor with a thump. She slowly takes off her sneakers and lies down on top of the crumpled quilt. She holds the postcard up and stares at it until her vision blurs and her eyelids feel heavy. Exhausted, Debbie drops the postcard onto her chest and sighs. Her gaze wanders to the ceiling above her. Nicole. That filthy, deceitful rat. She doesn't even like David. Why'd she do it? Was she jealous, or was it just to satisfy her spoiled brat ego? I trusted her. I told her how I felt about David, or how I thought I felt about him. Note to self, never fall in love with the captain of the lacrosse team. Although it hurts way more to be betrayed by my best friend than to be cheated on by that creep David Stratford. Tough birthday. Damn it, that image is going to stay with me for the rest of my life. They weren't even trying to hide it. They were right there, making out in the pub in front of everyone, laughing in my face. Talk about being two-faced. I chose not to make a scene, yet I made sure to pour a pint of beer over them as I left. That's making a scene. But then, the accident. Where was I? I remember the screeching of the brakes, the feeling of flying through the air, the driver's look of horror when he asked if I was alright. Poor guy, he was more freaked out than I was when he saw my blood on the pavement. On Monday, I was kicked out of boarding school again. I'm really outdoing myself. This is the third time this year. The way my dad shot me, that you've really disappointed me glare when I was talking to Strickland, it was priceless. And that sorry excuse of a principal went on, reeling off my greatest achievements, repeatedly skipping class, alcohol and drug use on school premise, zero respect for rules and school values. My dad has given me way too many ultimatums. He's well aware that shipping me off to some other boarding school would be doing me a favor. He has a million other tricks up his sleeve when it comes to making my life miserable. But if he dares lay a hand on me again, he'll know what's coming. I've made it crystal clear to him last Christmas. Debbie jolts upright. There's no point in fooling herself any longer. A good night's sleep is out of the question. Tonight and all of the following nights for the next 18 years of her life. Thousands of thoughts swirl around her mind. She pushes all but one aside, which begins to make more and more sense. To run away. To get out of this place. Right now. Without a minute to waste. Yes, that's what she's going to do. She'll have to think on her feet and figure out a way to find the address on the postcard. It's a leap in the dark. She knows there might be nothing there and that the key might be nothing more than a joke. But right now, anything is better than staying in Hicksville. Adrenaline pumping, Debbie empties out her backpack, letting her science and economic books tumble onto the floor. She can fill it with more useful things. These are the more useful things. Okay. Debbie scours her room looking for something that she might need. Some clothes. A pair of slippers and her toothbrush. She opens her desk drawer and finds a map. Useful. A Swiss Army knife. Ah, yes, some cash would be helpful. She bends down and pulls out a small wooden box from under her bed. This is where she keeps her money that her Aunt Lucille gave her. There's enough to keep her going for 6 months or so. She also picks up her amulet. It's a small jewel that Aunt Lucille gave her. It was her mom's. She would have liked you to have it, her aunt told her. Debbie had never met her mother. She died when she was 4 years old. But now's not the time to think about that. She stuffs her belongings into her backpack along with the postcarded key. Debbie puts on her jacket and pulls the hat over her head. She looks in the mirror and barely recognizes herself. The wound on her forehead is swelling and turning purple, but at least it stopped bleeding. She's already past midnight. The guards will be patrolling the halls of the residence, so the only alternative is the window. Debbie opens it. The cool nighttime breeze in the height. She's on the second floor, sent a shiver down her spine. For a brief moment, Debbie turns and looks back at the dorm room behind her. Fuck it, this isn't my house. Very brave, maybe, thinking with a big cut in her forehead. Debbie sticks one leg out of the window and looks around inside. She knows she must rely on the cover of darkness to make her escape. Hundreds of stars flicker above her, but the night sky is moonless. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the garden. She hears voices and laughter coming from one of the dorms. Another sleepover I wasn't invited to. That'll keep the night guards busy. Debbie leans on the windowsill gingerly and clutches at the moldy bricks. She pulls herself up, placing her feet on the dangerously narrow ledge, moving her hands and feet simultaneously. She shimmies over to the drain pipe. As soon as she reaches the cold metal pipe, she grabs it and slides down. Ouch! Debbie misjudged the distance and has tumbled onto a planter. The bushes cushioned the blow, and she isn't hurt, but the crash might have caught someone's attention. So much for being quiet. She's gonna have to cross the garden quickly without getting caught. She has 40 seconds to get to the fence and jump over it when the guard isn't looking. Debbie runs. Runs and runs and runs and runs and runs some more and runs some more and more. Runs, dash, runs, without looking back, runs and runs. Oh, I wasn't clicking them. I didn't click the first one. And at the very moment when the guard isn't looking, she jumps. She sneaks towards the parking lot, crouching down as she goes. There must be some clueless student who forgot to lock their car and left the window half open. That's when she spots it. Parked a few feet away is Nicole's brand new red motorcycle. A sly grin spread across her lips. She'll have to hotwire the engine, but fortunately, she's got some experience with that. Debbie rummages under the tank and finds the electrical circuit. She has to cut the wires. Without thinking twice, she opens her backpack and takes out the Swiss Army knife. Is it that one? She's sure it'll come in handy. Now Debbie must first connect the green wire to the black wire and the red wire to the blue wire. When the wires are connected, she'll be able to start the bike. So the green wire to the black wire. Okay, green to the black wire. Or maybe it's the first one. Green to the black. And then the red wire to the blue. The bike starts up with a roar that sounds like pure fate. As the security guards approach the parking lot, Debbie grips the handlebars and accelerates, getting out of there as fast as she can. Quick proto, Nicole, your bike in exchange for slimy David. She takes the first exit she comes to. Debbie can't help but think about the boarding school. They probably haven't even noticed she's gone. Tomorrow morning they'll start looking for her. Her body aches and her head throbs, but she can't stop. She must get to her destination as soon as possible. First, she must get her bearings and decide whether to take the interstate highway or the Hicksville freeway. Debbie's eyes start to feel heavy. She passes the sign for a service area a few miles up ahead. It's tempting. She still has a little gas in the tank, but it wouldn't hurt to stop for a coffee and a bite to eat. Or would she be taking a necessary risk? Stop and rest. She definitely needs to take a break to refuel. After filling up the bike, she heads towards the service station bar. Debbie slumps down at a table by the window. She slowly sips on a hot coffee and devours a sugary muffin that fulfills all the criteria of a mass-produced snack. Lost in her thoughts, Debbie imagines her dad's reactions when they tell him she's run away. How could you let this happen, Strickland? I thought you ran a serious institution. She was always trouble, Mr. Clogg. What are you implying? Are you telling me I don't know how to bring up my own daughter? Feeling a curious mix of embarrassment and delight, Debbie slips the last sip of coffee and lays out the map on the table. She still has quite a way to go. She can take the A60 to Northwick or the back roads to Pinecrest. Backwards. As she drives, memories of the past she is leaving behind come flooding back. Lost in forget and overcome with fatigue, her grip weakens, the bike slows. Seriously, what am I doing? I get some random, anonymous postcard and suddenly I'm ready to send everything and everyone to hell. A freight truck overtakes her abruptly, bringing her back to reality. The strong tailwind forces her straight up. The traffic on the road is getting heavier by the minute. No more looking back. She needs to focus on the present and on the future. An hour and a half later, she passes the sign announcing her destination. It's almost noon when Debbie finally reaches her destination. She's in what appears to be a quiet residential area at the end of a boulevard lined with tall, leafy trees. The houses are big, with well-kept gardens and welcoming front porches. There's hardly anyone around. Just a few kids playing in the driveway and a friendly-looking neighbor walking the dog. It looks like a really nice neighborhood. Debbie turns off the engine and reads the street name again. She takes off her backpack and opens it to double-check the address on the phone. Yep, that's it. She sets off again, much more slowly, her eyes scanning for number 57 along the odd-numbered sidewalk. She feels her pulse start to quicken. 7, 19, 25, 33, 41. It can't be. It's a nice-looking house. Debbie stops in front of number 57 and gets off the bike. She can hardly believe her eyes. In front of her is the house she can't even begin to describe. She simply can't put it into words. It's beautiful. Debbie murmurs as she crosses the street and approaches the gate, unable to take her eyes off the impressive mansion before her. The gate looks like it's open. Debbie looks both ways, afraid someone is watching her. There's not a soul in sight. Happy birthday, she says to herself, building up the courage to push the gate open. Debbie crosses the garden on a narrow pathway bordered by brightly colored plants. Dry leaves crunch underneath her feet, and it looks like no one has mowed the lawn in weeks. A small slope leads her to a front door. The wooden porch creaks under her feet as she stops in the front of the door, solid and simple in design. She hesitates for a moment, then knocks. She tries again and again. No one answers. Debbie goes to push open the door, but is firmly locked. To her right is something that looks like an intercom, but it's turned off. There's a small slot in the panel. Perhaps she needs a key to activate it. I believe we have a key. Let's exit. Ooh, we can get a hint. To open the intercom, you need a key. You had one, where'd you put it? In my bag. Alright, so I have to go back up to bag. Not that one. Keep going. No? It's in my bag. Key to activate it. These are where the puzzles sort of kick in. I always feel a little brain dead when I do puzzles because I feel like I should be able to tap her bag to open her bag. Open! There we go. Just need the word open. This is the key. Put it in my hand. I just need to check the text. She inserts the key into the slot and the display lights up. The intercom is now turned on. Debbie tries to open the door again, but it's still locked. It looks like she needs to enter a combination. From the looks of it, it's no convenient security system, but there's no questioning its effectiveness. But now, what now? Let's go back to her bag. Let's try 87002. That's supposed to go. Let's try 3 birds, 5 trees, 6 cars. 1, 2, 3, 6. 3 birds, 5 trees, 6 cars. 3 birds, 5 trees, 6 cars. Okay. 6, 3, 5. I think it's to do with the postcard. It's gotta be to do with the postcard. So there's lots of combinations. I'm getting a notebook. There's lots of combinations of 3, 5, and 6. 3, 5, 6. 3, 6, 5, 6, 5, 3, 6, 3, 5, and then 5, 3, 6, 5, 6, 3. So we didn't try all of those. I'm gonna try all of those. Might need more though. 3, 5, 6. Pretty sure I tried 3, 5, 6. 3, 6, 5. No. 6, 5, 3. 6, 3, 5. 5, 3, 6. 5. Nope. Nope.
Take a good look at what once came your way. The cars, birds, and trees are the key to entering this place.
Cars, birds, trees. Cars is 6, so it's 6. It starts with 6. Cars, birds, 3 birds. 5 trees. Should be 6, 3, 5. Oh. There should be cars, trees, birds. It should be that. What do you mean? 3 birds. Cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cars. Trees. 5. 4 birds. Well, there's a bird on the other side. That one. Maybe it's 4. Cars, trees, birds. It's 6, 5, 4. 6, 5, 4. Sneaky, if so. 6, 5, 4. Cars. Maybe only 5 because there's 5 in a row. 5, 5, 4. Cars, trees, birds. Cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cars. Trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Birds. 3. 6, 5, 3. Maybe 5, 5, 3. Did we try 5, 5, 3? I now can't remember what we tried. I should have jotted that down.
Take a good look at what once came your way. The cars, birds, and trees are the key to entering this place.
Cars, birds, trees. I might try hint. Have you seen the birds, cars, trees before? Where have you seen? Now it's saying birds, cars, trees. It's saying birds first. Oh, I didn't mean to go that. I didn't mean to go that. Birds first. Birds. Key to activate. It's birds first. It could still be 6 birds. Cars. Trees. No. Give us the last hint. Where have you seen them before? On the postcard. I did notice the stamp on the postcard. It was also a bird. So it is counting the stamp. Birds, cars, trees. There's 4 birds total. 4 birds. There's 5 or 6. Maybe the stamp has a color. It's blue. Facing the same way as them. Or is it 1? 6 cars. 5 trees. So it's some combination of 4, 6, and 5. So the cars first, the lady, so it's 6. And then birds, which is 4. And then trees, which is 5. Goodness, that was way harder than it should have been for me.
Home, colon. Your regular place of residence and one in which you live your private or family life. You know, that sounds great, but who am I kidding? I've never had a home. Till now, at least. So it's been over a week since I arrived here, and I'm still not sure if this house is a gift or a joke. Like, I feel like at any moment someone's gonna burst through the door, see me living here, and call the cops, and it's either gonna be some loaded lowlife or a happy family with their 3 blonde kids and a dog. I once read on a mug that the best things in life are free. Dreams, laughter, hugs. Okay, yeah. What a load of nonsense. Every night I go to bed wondering who sent me this letter and this key, and I wonder why they did it. Like, there's too many unanswered questions. How am I supposed to relax like this? I saw that figure dressed in black again today. They were snooping around the garden fence, and... Who are you? Are you behind all of this? I'm leaving behind this tape recording in case I disappear or something happens to me.
Okay. Mysterious. And that's the end of the demo, so you can wish this the game and hopefully play it further when the other chapters come out. It's really interesting, and I do like the way that the puzzles are designed and the mix of the sort of story elements to it along with the interactive elements to it. The voice acting is really nice too. Hopefully you want to wishlist it and play it further. And enjoy Adventure X.